Did you love your ex so much that it forced them to walk away? Do you love too hard or too much in a relationship? Well, here's the thing. We put out into the world what we need the most. If you love too hard, it's likely you're craving that intensity for yourself because somewhere deep down, you're not giving that love to yourself. Therefore, you may be projecting intense love onto someone else in the hope they will give that back to you. This is called a covert contract. I will meet your needs just as long as you meet my needs. This is needy as fuck, and if you listen to me regularly, you will know that neediness makes you invisible to others and repels romantic partners. It's suffocating, unattractive, and it's a reflection of the self. So, stick with me through this video and find out why loving too hard may have pushed your ex away, causing the breakup. Welcome back to The Love Fix. As always, it's Nick doing my best to get you through your breakups as easily and as healthily as possible. If today's video is not enough for you and you would like to work with me on your breakup situation, on your heartbreak, email me at thelovefix20@gmail.com. The email is also in the description below. We can book you in, we can talk it out. It's just a great space for you to get everything off your chest, find out what happened, analyze, get you back on the right path and find the best solution to your situation. If that is not enough for you, come and join the wonderful Facebook group. Go to Facebook, type in the Love Fix Breakup Recovery and come and join the growing community there. With all that said, okay, let's get into today's video. A lot of the time, you think you love someone because of how you feel about them, when in most cases, it's how they make you feel about yourself. They are propping up the things you likely hate about yourself and they're making that pain go away for you. You then start to love hard because you don't want to lose their affections. You are too available. You begin to overcompensate, neglect other parts of your life, and the worst one of them all, you abandon your boundaries. Assuming, of course, you had any to begin with. Ironically, you loving too hard and the way you care about them is the problem. You are caring about them in a way that you wished you could have cared for yourself. You are essentially employing someone to turn up for you in a way that you've never turned up for yourself. My friends, this is too much for any one person to handle, and it's relationship cancer. So, you begin to sense them becoming distant. So you love even harder. They become even more distant. But you can't understand why, because you are so loving. You are so available. You're always there for them. You lower your boundaries even further because you're terrified that if you actually say what you want, they will leave. You are terrified that if you hold your boundaries, they will leave. Guys, that is not love. That is neediness and desperation because you never learnt to love yourself. That is not you loving too hard. Saying to yourself, I love too hard, is nothing more than martyring yourself so you do not have to take responsibility for your lack of self-love. You saying shit like, I wish people could love me as much as I love them, is really you avoiding responsibility for your own lack of self-love. Yes, I know this is likely triggering you and I am being a dick, but A, I won't lose any sleep over it, because B, if I am triggering you right now, that means I am highlighting exactly where you need to work on yourself. Therefore, I am happy I am triggering you because that is the first day and the first starting point of your recovery and learning to love yourself in a way that you don't have to love super hard only to get 10% back from someone. When you truly love yourself, you turn up in a relationship authentically and unapologetically. This is me, warts and all. I am good at this. I am shit at that. But I am working on the things I am shit at. I may need a hug and for you to be my main cheerleader, but I don't need you to love the bad shit out of me. Love me for the fact I am working on my shit because I see the value in my own self-worth. If you see my worth, great. If you don't, that's unfortunate, but I do not require you to validate my journey or my reality. Loving someone too much proves one thing and one thing only. You do not love yourself as much as you think you do. You can give 50% of yourself to a relationship and your partner puts in the other 50% to make 100% of a relationship. You are 100% responsible for your 50%, but you must keep back 50% for the rest of your life. The 50% you keep back for yourself is the sexiest and most attractive part about you. So, when you have shit going on and you're on your purpose, you are super sexy and attractive. You're less available, you're no longer loving too hard and suffocating everyone around you. You're meeting 80% of your own needs and your partner is making up the last 20%. You're loving in a way that allows your partner to feel like an equal, but most importantly, they still feel free. So, just like in no contact, learn to back the fuck off when in a relationship and give you and your partner space and time to be together, to miss each other and be apart, and to pursue shit outside of the relationship. It's a partnership, not a toxic, symbiotic, codependent, high dependency relationship, because one of you or both of you never learnt to be alone, so you employed each other to fill that hole inside yourselves. Saying shit to yourself like, I wish someone loved me as hard as I loved them is nothing more than a disorder of responsibility. It's you saying, I'm too lazy to work on myself to get the relationship I want, so I'll love the red flags out of someone and expect them to do the same for me. Guys, there is a word for that. Entitled. Entitlement is expecting the results without doing any work on yourself. It's expecting someone to come along and just fix everything for you. And my friends, the world does not work that way. You must ask yourself, am I the man, woman, whatever gender you identify with, am I that person to attract the kind of relationship that I want? You are who you attract. What you attract is a direct reflection of yourself. So when you get into the, I'm even going to say it, toxic thinking of saying, I love too hard, someone that's just not capable of loving me back. Like, wait, no, that's not the case. You're loving too hard because you are trying to overcompensate for the lack of love for yourself. And that's what it really comes down to. And you can't expect any partner to make up anything more than a 50% shortfall, because they can only give you 50%. You can only give them 50%. If you've got an 80% gap there, you're expecting them to go 80-20, or you go 80%, so they only have to come 20% because that's what you're missing. If you've only ever loved yourself at 20% and someone comes along and loves you at 30%, it will feel like the best feeling in the world because you do not know any better. It's like going to McDonald's your whole life and thinking McDonald's are the best hamburgers in the world, and one day someone comes along and takes you to Five Guys and you realize what you've been missing. That's what's really going on. You need to look inward, not outward. So yes, if you have been loving too hard, it's needy, it's suffocating. You are pushing that person away because you're asking them to do too much for you. If you want somebody's attention, you need to reduce yours. You need to be out there in the world working on your purpose. You still need to make sure that you turn up for the relationship. And when you're there with that person, you as I said, you are 100% responsible for that 50% you put in. But the other 50% has to be kept back for you. Otherwise, you've got nothing. You're not loving yourself. You're employing that person to do it for you, and they can't. It's a bad job, and it shouldn't be a job. It's a partnership. It shouldn't be a chore. It shouldn't be a chore to love you. The harder you love, there's a high degree of probability the quicker you'll push them away. You need to love them enough that they know you care and you're in the relationship, but not so much so they have to meet you halfway. And if you can do that, heartbreak will be a little less. Understanding your breakup will be a little bit easier. You can see where you went wrong. and thank your ex for teaching you the lesson that you needed to learn. And then you can apply all that in your next relationship and love in the right way. Always remember, guys, get over your ex correctly, not quickly. And change your idea of love. Love in a different way. But first of all, love yourself. Get that part right and the rest will follow. That's all I've got for today. As always, you are enough. You are going to be okay. Keep doing the work on yourself, fix the shit that you need to fix. And I promise, things get a lot easier from this point on. I'll see you on the other side.